Day, 18th of March. Apologies, Duncan. Joe's just given his apologies.
So, yeah, Councillor Brooke, Councillor Williamson and Councillor North.
Brilliant, thank you. Interest, well, that will come up as and when. I'm always tempted to, sorry, I can't help saying something on that, but I won't this evening. Right, meeting management issues, I don't think we've got anything, have we, that's come up? Right, minutes. I'm sure you've avidly read the minutes for the 18th of February and the 3rd of March. I'm happy to propose those. Sandy, seconder, all those in favour? Abstain. And one abstention, thank you. Weren't here, no. You were sunning yourself elsewhere.
I was getting married, so...
Yeah. How dare you, how rude. Right, right, number 6 then, open session for elected. Oh, sorry, Joanna, matters arising.
At the last meeting, you asked me to look into what was happening on Tregonwell Hill car park. Yes. I take it they haven't approached us, because I did ask them to come and present to the town council on the basis that you knew all about it anyway, and they said they would. Duncan, they haven't actually approached you?
No, who's this? Cornwall Car Park?
Yeah, it'd be, no, it's not Cornwall Car Parks, it's whoever is developing it in...
Right, no, we've had
right.
nothing.
Well, you should be getting someone. If we haven't got, if they haven't arrived by next fortnight, I'll get quite cross.
Brilliant. Sorry.
They will be in touch.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're expecting a communique of some sort. Thank you, Joanna. Sorry about that. Right, number 6, open session for electors. We have someone to speak to about Mr. Ashworth from Watergate Bay, and so who's going to present the application? And I think I'll go out now, so I'll hand over to Sandy to run over this, and then you need to bop it up the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Just to be clear, that's a non-pecuniary interest, or is it pecuniary?
Yeah,
Would you like me to start? Yeah, thank you. Thank you, committee, for letting me come and speak. I'm speaking with regards to the Section 73 application that we have put in. It's to make some small amendments to the building that we have permission for in the car park at Watergate Bay. We've discussed it with both the Cornwall Council Planning Officer, etc., and the primary issue for us is one of trying to create level access to all the rooms in the development that we received permission for back in December 2024, so 15 months ago. It will allow us to create more accessible rooms, and also we were using too much space for internal staircases within each pair of rooms. So by creating effectively level access with an atrium in the middle with a lift, it gives access to all of the rooms, not just the ones on the ground floor, which we think is important. The fundamental changes to the scheme, there are no changes to the footprint except for an external fire escape, which again was an important part of allowing access to both floors by taking out the internal staircases. So that's the only footprint change. Beyond that, the central atrium was 1 story, and now we'd like to make it 2 story in line with the rest of the building to allow us to put in a staircase and a lift to be able to access both floors, which is necessary. And then the easterly portion of the building, so the building is broadly split into 2 sections. The easterly portion we'd like to raise by 1 metre in order to make the levels work better within the building, but also to give better sea views from that portion of the building which sits into the car park. And those are the fundamental changes. I'm very glad I came because I've identified that some of the images you have in front of you on that piece of paper aren't accurate, and it sort of seems to show that we're trying to add a whole new section of building. We're not. It's the same footprint with regard, except for this external fire escape, and I'm afraid the image just doesn't represent the existing planning permission correctly, which just is an error on a drawing, I'm afraid. We'd very much like to receive permission for this section 73 so we can get on with it as a project, and I suppose it's through the sort of detailed design phases that we've been going through that we've identified the need for these changes. But rather than bring it back as a full application, which again would take some considerable time, it was agreed that the amendments are acceptable kind of within the section 73 framework, which is why we've brought it back as a section 73. I think that's really all I wish to say, but thank you very much for letting me speak.
Thank you for that. Is there any questions?
Section 73 means it's not exactly a minor change, but it's not a hugely significant change. Is that
that's yeah. So may I answer? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's exactly right. I think if we had probably added just the external staircase, or that may well have been considered a minor amendment, but because we have asked to make one section of it from 1 story to 2 story, the atrium bit in the middle, in line with the rest of the building, we were advised that it would be better to address it in a section 73. But all else remains the same in terms of the number of rooms and all of the other things that mean that it can be a section 73, but it's slightly more than a minor amendment, which is why I'm here.
I see you've got some visualization. How does this relate to the sea? The sea is sort of, if you look at that one here with the spiral staircase, the sea is down here, is it? I mean, is it going to be...
No, so the sea is, if you're looking at the right-hand page,
Yep.
the sea will be to the left. Yes.
That way. So effectively, there won't be any change to the view from the sea at all.
No change at all. In fact, the section of the building that's to the west that overlooks the sea isn't changing at all. It's only the section in the car park that we're wishing to raise 1 metre, and then the atrium that has got that circular staircase now showing was 1 story, but it's now 2 story to incorporate a lift and a staircase to get up to the 2nd floor or the 1st floor.
Any other questions? No? Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, can we move this up and address it now, Duncan?
Yeah, can we have a second of that, please? Thank you for that.
Show of hands, please. Thank you.
Right. Okay. On your comments document, I've noted that the Ramblers had raised no objection. Sorry, there's a bit of feedback coming from somewhere. Can anybody else hear that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I'm going to leave my microphone off for the minute, if you don't mind.
Stanley, have you got the microphone?
Has that made any difference? Yes, it has. That's better. Yeah, you'll see that there are some comments. The Ramblers had raised no objections. I've included our previous comment as well to the original application. Sorry, I can still hear that feeding back.
Just having a little bit of difficulty in understanding. So the original planning permission,
Yes.
first of all, it was rejected in 2023.
Yes.
Then they did some amendments,
Yeah.
and it was approved in 2024.
Yeah.
So these amendments now,
Yeah.
are they taking it back to the original application in 2023?
I will describe the changes that have been made
Right.
in just a moment.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
for Old Tregurrian, or is it part of?
If the one on that side is where the Tregowan used to be.
Yeah, so that is that on the Tregurrian type site rather than the Watergate Hotel site.
Yes, this
What was in
one,
the car
this,
park?
Councillor Kenny?
Thinking, it's not a huge, because it's in the position where it is, there's actually not a huge difference visually from any angle at this one.
No, I would agree. If I were a councillor, I would be agreeing with your opinion.
So, just to bring me up to speed on it, the car park that's there at the moment, is that going to be completely gone then?
No, not completely gone at all. But
Right.
it is having development within it.
Right. I just think it's quite, the whole thing is, obviously planning has already been granted for the lower,
This application of the
It's-
scheme has already
been-
quite a journey.
Yeah,
where it is
yeah.
now. So
because it
it's
just seems
a
so
small
large,
change.
the whole thing seems
But we don't
absolutely
need- we don't-
huge.
We don't need to concern ourselves too much with that,
With that.
because that has already been approved
Right.
in December 2024. So as I said,
Is there any effect on, if this is longer, higher, not higher, are people going to be affected from across the road with the view at all? Because you say it was a metre higher.
I think it's roughly about a metre. I
think it's thinking that it's heading to the, it's not between them and the sea. That's why I was asking where the sea was.
Yeah.
It's actually where the green roof is on that original picture, which looked just like it was the headland. It's there. So effectively, it's backing onto the as you come down from the footpath.
there won't be any, there shouldn't be any, well, there won't be any loss of views or anything like that.
No.
Even though it's a metre
Yeah.
higher.
Because you couldn't see it anyway.
I just had a quick question as well.
The Tregurian Hotel,
Yeah.
Councillor Kenny?
Seeing it for the first time, it's quite startling because it's quite large. It was a lot larger. The Tregurian was a floor higher, but they've redone it and they've set it back, and that's why it became, acceptable. So all we're talking about is this tiny little bit that you can't see. So I'm going to propose support.
I'll second that.
Yeah.
I'd preferred no objection, but I'll support it.
Thank you for that. Right, okay, where are we on the agenda? Yeah. Yeah, I think there is a bit, isn't there? Active consultation. Yeah, active consultations.
None. We do have one that will be on the agenda for the next meeting, which is a preliminary consultation around footpath at the Barrowfields, but it arrived slightly too late for this agenda, so we've got nothing this evening.
That's a shame. Right, item number 8, Newquay Coastal Change Management Plan. If we click on that, is this just for noting? Joanna?
You may remember that we had an action point because we knew we needed a management plan to go with our management area. And Duncan and I were actually to go off and write a letter. And we had a little meeting on it, and we sat there and we wrote our letter, which was basically summarising, saying, yes, we know we need it, haven't got a clue what we're doing, can you provide any help? We're happy to be a pilot. And just before Duncan could write it, we then had a communication that says they found some spare money and from a Bude project, and it's coming from the Environment Agency, and they're saying, would you like us to help you develop a community a management plan? So I imagine the answer is probably yes, but that's what it is. So it's really good news.
No, it's brilliant.
We still have no idea how to write a plan, but hopefully they will. And there has been a meeting set up already to talk to them and to Justin, which obviously...
Yeah, through the CAP. There's one coming up through the Environment Working Party in the CAP. So
we didn't send a letter.
No. So we're working out with that. They're going to do a presentation where people, can attend if they want to. Brilliant, thank you.
Yeah, and that's just a briefing note, so we don't
need
to do
vote on that,
it. But it's worth having a read of, definitely.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I mean, because we have such a varied coastal outline where we've got a lot of erosion as well as deposition and other things too. Right, item number 9, we've got the Boardmaster's decision. Do you want to read that out then, Duncan, or were we just noting?
I think we were just noting it, really.
Just noting it,
I mean, it was
what it was.
It was what it was. It was a difficult hearing, but the extra hours and the additional show day were approved. There were a couple of additional.
They'd actually said that you couldn't hear the noise from particular points.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the things in terms of you shouldn't be able to hear noise from the monitors, but I don't know where the monitors are or anything like that, so that was made clear. Yeah.
And is that now permanent? Did they get, so it's forever, unless it goes dramatically wrong?
It's a 4-day.
Yes, it's a 4-day. But doesn't... But it... So, Karen, you need to put your microphone on, but if I can just say yes, but it doesn't start until next year. Sort of like the increase in decibels, the 4 days doesn't start until next year. But yes, it's there now. So there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Okay. So 11. So this is the first time we've had this issue. Just to explain. So we had one item on list 1. but some objections have come in, so we need to bump it onto list 2, which I'll vote to do in a minute. And then when we've got list 2, what I'll do is that we've got Councillor Creek in the room to speak about, so we'll speak about that application first, I think. So first of all then, if... Oh, right, sorry, 5-day protocols. Yeah. It doesn't come up on the agenda, 5-day protocol. Well done, us. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I'm happy to propose that due procedure was carried out. Councillor Morris got there in before you, Sandy. So seconded from that. All those in favour? Brilliant. Okay, everyone done that. Great. Okay. Right. So I propose then that our application 1 is moved from list 1 to list 2.
Yeah, I'll quickly explain this because it's only happened a short while before the meeting, unfortunately, that it came to our attention. It's almost all the way down anyway. In fact, it's off. I don't know quite what's happening with that.
Are they objecting to the original application, not the fact that it's been made smaller? Or are they saying the change of windows is going to, well, because he talks about privacy here.
Yeah. I think...
He said the original plans for garage had no included. So there seems to be a large window in the garage that wasn't there before.
Yeah. I think we will move it to list 2. We're not going to go on a thing.
There's a proposal in a second.
Yeah,
So I just wanted to
yeah,
clear those are your choices.
Yeah.
Either don't move it to list 2 or do move it to list 2.
Can you turn that off then, Joanna? Karen?
Yeah. Sorry, we just need to discuss it. And on
Yeah, yeah,
list
no,
two.
that's what we're doing, yeah.
Somebody needs
Yeah.
to propose and
Propose.
Oh, so propose second, all those in favour? Brilliant, okay. So we'll move it on to list 2. But as I said as before, we've got Councillor Creek in there who wants to talk about the application 7, application 6. So what I suggest, I'll propose that we move that up the agenda. Seconder? All those in favour? Wonderful, thank you. So Let's just get my list up when Duncan's thrown around. Chunga, 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 chunga. Brilliant. So we're going to talk about, not application number 6, sorry, it's 5, sorry, yeah, application 5. So PA 26/01504, reconstruction of the failed retaining wall on Escape Hotel, 1 Mount Wise. It's on the corner there by the traffic lights. We saw it all had collapsed and it was propped up and then replaced with a breeze block wall. So Duncan, do you want to take us through this?
Yeah, certainly. Right, so we have a street view from June 2023. I thought we'd start off with the D&A statement, partly because it gives us quite a nice view of the red line site there, the application site. The background to this application is that on the 4th of November an inspection was undertaken by Cornwall Council. It concluded that the boundary wall, which sort of runs around the corner here, was in a dangerous condition. Posted an immediate list to members of the public. Formal notice was issued. Cornwall Council required urgent action to remove the danger and reinstate safe public access. Anyone wishes to speak?
Can we really zoom in on that, please? So, I mean, I've looked at this when I've been driving past it quite a few times, and I see no drainage holes. Normally you'd have at the base of the wall, when you're building a retaining wall, anything like that, you'd have a series of conduit holes through the wall to let water drain through. They've just said that the reason for the wall that it was collapsing because it didn't have those holes in the stone wall, and there's no drainage holes there. They're adequate. There's also no pins in that for rendering. Normally when you render a block wall, you'd have metal pins that come through so the render can stick onto it. That's what you said, Duncan, wasn't it? It's going to be rendered and painted dark grey.
We have been told that it will be finished in a sand and cement render and painted dark grey.
So I have, those are my concerns. I would have expected a wall like that to be set a bit further back and would have been stone faced to match the wall that they took down. Do you want to say anything else? Do you want to add to that, Councillor Creek?
Yeah, thank you, Chair, and thank you, committee. I know I'm not an often attendee here, but thanks for the opportunity to speak. So, I think here to object on this application. I think, from my perspective, on one single clear ground, the replacement of the natural stone retaining wall with rendered concrete blockwork is not in keeping with the street scene, harms the character of the surrounding area. I accept that the original wall failed and the urgent repairs were needed, public safety required action. I don't dispute that, but what has been built is not like-for-like replacement. The original wall was natural stone, as we've discussed. What now stands in its place is a 215mm concrete blockwork. The application form states that the proposed finish will be render finish painted to match the colour of the stone, but obviously, as you've already highlighted, I draw your attention to the fact that as of today, the blockwork has not been rendered and has not been painted. What currently faces the street is a raw exposed concrete block. The works began in December 2025. The application confirms they're not yet complete. After more than 3 months, the wall remains unfinished. The proposed render and paint finish exists on paper only. This is not simply a matter of opinion. So I raised concerns about this footpath closure back on the 12th of November 2025 with officers at Cornwall Council, and on the 13th of January 2026 I received a briefing confirming that designer that they'd originally committed to with engineers from Cormac, and that Cormac, as I understand it, had technically approved, included a stone-faced wall. The design was visually a like-for-like replacement. The applicant's own team proposed stone facing. It was technically feasible, it was designed and it was approved, as I understand it. They then deviated from that design during construction. Cormac confirmed that the technical approval process does not have the powers to pursue non-compliance, which is precisely why, as I understand it, we are now here discussing this retrospective planning application seeking to regularise a finish that falls below the applicant's own approved design. Obviously, the character of the the character of this street comes substantially from its natural stone boundary walls and retaining structures. Obviously, it's on a steeply sloping coastal location. Retaining walls are among some of the most prominent elements on the streetscape. The wall faces the public highway. It is visible from public land and it is part of the street scene. The natural stone has texture, depth and variation. It weathers sympathetically over decades. What we have here is a bare concrete blockwork wall that has sat unfinished and exposed to the elements for months. Even the promised finished painted render will crack, stain, degrade within a few years, leaving a conspicuous street scene. So those are my comments. Sorry, thank you.
So, yeah, go on, Duncan. Then Joanna.
Drew, you said that agreement was made for a stone-faced wall. Could you just clarify for us who the agreement was with, and should it have been binding, or was it more of a this is what we would like you to do, but there was actually no kind of sort of binding agreement that they would do that?
Yeah, so I didn't speak to the officers at Cormac myself. Community Link officer did, and she shared with me the detail that I've shared with you. As I understand it, Cormac, who assessed the site at the point at which it was deemed unsafe, had then subsequently agreed with the landowner to replace like for like with the stone facade wall. So, and presumably, and again, I don't know this process particularly well, as you all know, but if it was just a like for like, I would assume they wouldn't need planning permission, and this obviously, further goes to strengthen why they've ended up coming for retrospective planning, because what they committed to do and what they've then done are two different things. I obviously raised concerns as the local divisional member for Cornwall Council, given that what we now have is far from what we had, and then, funnily enough, they then put in for retrospective planning. So on the 12th of November, I raised it with the Community Link Officer. I got a response from her on the 13th of January. The works that you see here took place in December. And so it's been like that now for I guess for 3 months, yeah. And we haven't seen any render go on or anything. Not that I think render would solve the issue, frankly.
Just scan up to the join, Duncan, please, to the join to the old wall, to enlarge it, yeah. So, and go up, that's it. So that's brick, isn't it? Is that brick or stone? Because that's a different surface, isn't it? So sometime in the past, that has changed, doesn't it? So it's obviously collapsed in the past. So it must be a fairly old wall. It's collapsed in the past and they've got that. And then they've got that. I'm really surprised and disappointed that the cement's already weeping. That doesn't bode well in months. I would have expected to be, maybe a couple of years, but months is just... Joanna, what did you want to ask?
I was going to ask, pretty much the comment you've just made is this looks like a historic wall. Do we have any idea how old it is? Because we've got policies to protect the historical... It's the historical landscape. We have policies to preserve that. That, to me, doesn't look like that is preserving the historical wall. So if you've got to replace the wall, we're really looking for something that's like for like, and that clearly isn't like for like. Having said that, what's the process? Were you thinking of this is in your division, isn't it? Yeah. Were you thinking of calling it in, or what?
I was going to seek advice from the planning officer at Cornwall Council once it had been discussed here. But for no, I can read you the words from the Community Link Officer that she sent me. Cormac have confirmed the following: that the design originally submitted for technical approval included a stone-faced wall and was therefore visually like for like. They deviated from this during the construction, and the technical approval process does not have the powers to pursue non-compliance, and it was mentioned that they may now need to apply for planning. So then that's obviously what they've done. So that was on the 13th of January that I received that message. But I don't know about the historical status of it. I would assume it's a fairly old wall, and it's in a really prominent location in our town. And I think it's clearly it sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? Not a technical term, I appreciate.
I think I can see where we're heading with this. So, yeah, because they could have easily have done that. What I would have expected would be that block wall set back another few inches, and with the pins in it, to attach the stone facing to match it. I mean, it's not going to be an exact match. You can see how the pointings disappeared from the stone there, and I suspect that could well collapse in the future as well. But it's not bulging like the old wall was. So I'm happy to propose an objection, unless you were going to say something. Do you want to say something else? No?
Me? I was only going to propose objection, so I'll second your proposal.
Okay, seconded. All favouring objection?
I think you can cite the policy HC1, which is the historic framework. Someone mentioned more. I think that might be in the, as you said, in the character study, that might be talking about.
Whilst I don't have that to hand, I will certainly back up.
Yeah.
Regarding the history.
Yeah.
The key thing is it's incongruous.
Yes.
Character.
And it looks awful. So if you want to approach planning and sort of call it in as well, Drew, just to get that message out there that it's not happy at your end as well, then that would probably be quite helpful. So. Who is it on this one? Is it Saviour? It's very often Saviour, isn't it?
It's application 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Uh,
Matthew Lee.
Matthew Lean.
But I think he will approach you if there's a difference between what we're saying and what Cornwall Council is saying.
Yeah.
If we're all singing from the same hymn sheet, then...
Yeah. Have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're very welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting if you really want to, Drew, or you might make a hasty retreat, grab a biscuit on the way. Yeah. Go for it.
Thank you everyone for indulging me.
That's okay. You can grab a biscuit on the way past. Keep going.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Cheers. Right, okay, back onto the agenda then. Right, application 1, PA 26/01192, 14 Beechfield Avenue. Subdivision of an existing 6-bedroom house to create 1 3-bedroom flat, 2 2-bedroom flats, and up to 1 1-bedroom flat, and 2 single-story conversions at the rear of the loft conversions. We could, because this is variation of condition 2 of what they already had. We put this on list 2 because they're basically changing it back to what they originally applied for and got turned down on. So back in the past, they had applied for that, and it was too much in the building. So they had passed with PA 23/00302, but they're going back to their original one to try and get all this into the property. So over to you, Dick. No.
I'll go through.
Yeah. Oh, so I was just wibbling away really whilst Duncan was getting the gubbins up. Duncan. that wording which suggests that there could be another
Yeah, the description,
description.
is for more than the floor plans are giving us.
So the description is wrong.
It says up to 1. So it kind of gives them, it doesn't say 1, it says up to 1. So which suggests no one-bedroom apartment or one-bedroom apartment. And the plans that we are looking at the moment have got no one-bedroom apartment. Does that make sense?
So
Do you
are
want-
you objecting to the description?
Well,
I'm
not
not
necessarily,
objecting
we're not
to it.
necessarily objecting to anything. I mean, we put it in there because it was sort of like fuzzy. And we thought anything fuzzy, no, we can discuss as to this in terms of, yes, for the lack of clarity on the description is not great, but Duncan's got assurances from the planning officer that they'll be quite strict on that.
I'd like to see it reworded, that's all. Is that
But that wording, up to 1, gives them that flexibility of having a one-bedroom or not, and they've chosen not to. I don't believe that we would have any success at all if we wanted to say, no, you can't have that one bedroom. And if they did want that one bedroom, they would have to come back under Section 73, and they've already been told by building regs that they simply couldn't have it. I have no idea why they included that one bedroom.
So, I mean,
And that set alarm bells going. But we are totally reassured that that one-bedroom apartment is dead in the water. And I can show you some floor plans that illustrate this point, if that's helpful.
Karen, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I think when the original application was for 7 beds, 4 apartments,
Yeah,
and it's still going to be 4 apartments.
it's going to be 3 apartments.
Three
It's going to be 3
apartments.
apartments, but with more bedrooms.
7.
7. It doesn't make sense. Why are they doing
You've
a...
got rid of a kitchen, you've got rid of a bathroom. Well, I'll show you, let me show you exactly.
This sounds a bit dodgy to me.
It did to me, and this is why I went to the case officer to make sure that they weren't going to be able to actually slip in another apartment. But I am assured that they would not, and their slightly fuzzy description of the application would carry no weight whatsoever if they did try to sneak in another apartment
So
in
we-
a later application.
Can we object at the fact that it's not clear?
No.
No.
I mean, you
But-
can,
but-
you won't have any success.
but
because
we-
it doesn't say one bed, it says up to one bed.
But
so
what-
that can be no one bed or up to one bed. And they opted to go for no. I don't know why they did this, but I am assured that this will be 3 apartments, 7 bedrooms, not 4 apartments.
Sandy?
The thing that's worrying me on this one is the loft conversion. I want to know what's happening with this loft conversion. Is this going to be a bedroom?
Have we got...
Yeah, but
Have we
is
got,
it
have
a
we got
bedroom?
that? Because I presume the loft conversion's already gone through, hasn't it? In terms of, so we can't object on that because that's already been agreed. So
How is it situated?
I can remember when we looked at this before. have a look at the street scene again, please?
Sure. I'm sorry this is so
No, it's fine. No, it's just a 1, 2, 3. Where the hell? Oh, sorry, where the hell? Excuse me. Where?
I know what you're going to ask. How on earth are they going to fit?
Yeah. Where was the fourth story coming?
It was a two-bedroom apartment. You can see that's
Okay. Okay, oh crumbs, right, okay. So I think,
So it is actually a reduction.
so
It just doesn't seem like it when you first read the description. It is a reduction.
So I'd recommend then no objection, but really pending that it is only 3 apartments.
Yeah.
And that it is, yes, well, yeah, it is only 3 apartments. And yeah. Have I got a seconder for that? Sandy beat you at that time, no? I propose, Sandy seconded, and all those in favour of...
No objection.
Yeah, no objection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. Moving on, Duncan, moving on. Swiftly moving on.
Some of these things are just
Yeah.
lying in my mind and trying to make sense of them. This was fine.
Yeah. So PA 26 /00858 Ebb Tide 37 Trevine Way. We've seen this a few times, I think, before already. Extension alterations including additional story. So when things say additional story, then they come in. And rear extension. So when we saw this last year, we objected. Councillors agreed that whilst the modest rise in the ridge height would be unlikely to harm the existing street scene, the accompanying increase in scale and mass resulting from the new roof shape was more problematic. Key concern is the impact on number 35 to the west, as it was felt the proposed extension and alteration would result in an overbearing relationship with its near neighbour. Similarly, councillors noted the outlook from the east-facing windows on number 35 would also be impacted. And despite the variety of building designs along this stretch of Trevine Way, councillors agreed the new roof shape and altered appearance of number 37 would be noticeably out of keeping with the existing street scene. Duncan, are we there? Yeah.
These
Looking at the northwest elevation, there is a slight shift in the ridge height upwards, but not much.
Yeah.
If you look on,
If you, I'll just zoom in a little bit so that you can just.
so the red dotted line,
Red dotted
line. It's going up a little bit. So they are putting a new roof on, and the pitch is slightly changing. But compared to this whole third-storey block, I mean, it's not nearly. I mean, it still looks the same house, doesn't it? And so the officer didn't have issue with like the terrace and the noise, which we raised, because this is sort of like on a plinth over the garage coming out here. Obviously, it looks over the Gannel. And then the footpath going round the side and then to come down the steps.
It's worth pointing out there is, I think you can see it on the screen.
Yeah, it already has a bit of that already.
Terrace anyway, so this is obviously, a much larger form of terrace at front, but there is something like that exists.
And then that's going to have like a small, a tiny balcony, the way that it's set there in the roof.
So like, go up much to the left or to the buildings to the left or right?
No, I mean it looks, and I think did I see somewhere like 40 centimetres or something, so sort of just a foot. And you see the ones there is much higher. It's not going to be taller than that.
The extension they've got on the roof to that, what's happened to that?
What, that dormer?
Yes.
Right, let's go back to this. So that's the dormer that you're talking about.
Right now, yeah, and it's going to go, and just have a skylight. Yeah. Yeah.
And they're going to put solar panels where the dormer is.
Yeah.
So it looks less intrusive.
Yeah, I think they've actually, they've worked on this, and I think they've come back. Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, it's the front one. So, it's terraced, so they haven't got steps going all the way up. They have steps going and sort of like a ramp up the side of the house that will meet then this footpath, this level footpath going at the side of the house to then come back down here.
And that will enable them to go from the front to the back of the house?
Yeah, they have to go all the way around or through the front of the house. If you look at the elevations, it's the northwest elevation. No.
The officer thinks not.
No. So there's the wraparound path, and then effectively you'd walk back down here and for the steps to get out.
What's the purpose of that?
They haven't. Yes, because this is all glazing, isn't it, for their lounge? So they're increasing.
Yeah, I understand that. What's the purpose of the one going on the side?
Because I don't think they've got enough room for the steps. You need. For the tread of the steps, so they've got to have the steps effectively, even though they're not marked on at the side here. They sell it on the front elevation. They show the steps. If you look at the northwest elevation, can you have a look at the proposed elevations? Elevations 1.
Sorry, I'm getting a muddle here. There we go.
And if you go down, keep going down, keep down that one. Right, stop. Right, okay, this one. So you see, there's the steps on the outside. So you'd walk along here. And you've got access then from their balcony to the back garden without going through the house.
It's literally a walkway.
Yeah, it's a walkway round.
So I think there is a topography to this.
Yeah, it's on a slope. Yeah. So
allows
it wouldn't have enough room to get steps up to the balcony from there. Yeah.
So you're not going to be putting deck chairs or anything?
No, it's literally just a footpath to get round.
Does it have some safety barriers?
Well, interestingly, I'm not sure about the path. It does at the side for not falling off the balcony, but I'm not sure about the path. We can put that on in terms of, can we be ensured that there's a safety barrier from the side here? Along the length of the path at the side on the, wherever it is, the west side of the house.
So My parents' first built their home, they didn't have any safety, and it was absolutely nerve-wracking.
It is. It's very much a mental thing, isn't it, in terms of that? Yeah. Yeah. Because they haven't got it on the northwest elevation at all. So I'm happy to propose no objection. Seconding that. If we have a vote on that, all those. Yeah.
Can you make sure you put that subject to on?
Yeah. So
Safety barrier on the left hand on the walkway.
on the footpath.
To be honest, that's all I've got written.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to abstain on that.
You're going to abstain.
Purely because
Yeah.
it's in my division.
Yeah. Yeah. And one abstention.
Right, so, sorry,
Okay.
I just want to get myself straight here. We are basically saying that we think that the impact on the street scene is not as great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're happy.
I think the
So
yes.
you'll have to bear with me. You'll propose the
Okay.
second
Sandy was seconded it, and we're all in favour apart from Joanna, who was abstaining. Yeah. Yeah.
that still counts as.
No, I think they went away and adapted it from
It's
what.
more acceptable, that would
Yeah,
be.
yeah. It still looks like the same house, doesn't it? With those changes on. So nothing really radical there. Right. Sorry. Let me just get back to this. Brilliant. Thank you. Application 3 got pulled.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I don't,
Yeah.
I mean, just that the,
yeah, because we were going to have that one on this too. um,
sorry, that's the whole plan. Just trying to find the elevations for that one. I don't think.
In situ, it was so interesting.
But yeah, I mean, basically they were going to take down two of the townhouses
I put that up.
that are part of the terrace on Berry Road and replace those townhouses with this. You can see the outline of an
Which is a
existing
little higher
townhouse.
than the other house in the street.
Yeah. Oh, dearie me.
I get you to look at that quickly because it's only been withdrawn because more information is needed and the officer is going to let us know when this has been revalidated. We are very likely to be looking at this application
In the near
over the
future.
next- yeah, in the near future.
Yeah. Ho ho. Anyway.
It's an interesting one.
Yes. Right, PA 25, so application 4, PA 25/09092. This was 8 St Mary's Road. Remember, I presented this one last year, and it was to do with the roof level. Remember that they were going to put another bit of turret on it, and we turned it down. So this is it coming back. So I think you might be quite pleased when you see this.
So we'll have a quick
Again, I think, note was made and adaptations made accordingly. there. So I'm quite happy to propose no objection to that. Second it, all those in favour? Yeah. Was that a yes, Nick, or was that it was a little flea?
I actually
finger
think it's
coming.
uglier than the
Yeah, I
other
know.
one, but it just doesn't fit.
yeah.
But no,
Yeah, yeah.
it is a no objection to all.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
So we're all agreeing.
Yes, no objection, thank you. And I think we'll maintain. Yeah, and whatever it is it G2 stuff on the back? With the photovoltaic cells and whatnot. Okay, thank you. Great stuff. Right, going back to that. And we've done 5, and we've done 6, and there we go. Go us. Look at that. I haven't got number 7 on mine because I'm going through IBABs.
27, middle of that.
This was the list 1.
Oh, the list 1, right, okay, so it's the list 1, right, sorry. Yes, hang on, I need to get back on my, because it's there on list 1.
I've got a street seekers. As I say, I was horribly caught out by this one earlier today. It was
Okay,
a bit of a learning,
yeah,
a lesson.
sorry. Right, application 7, PA 26/01529, 27 Linden Avenue. Variation of condition 2 in respect of decision notice PA 25/02863. So we have comments that have come in, objections that have come in from neighbours. We didn't think it was anything major, so.
That's 29.
It's down the bottom floor.
It's this one here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Remember it now. Right.
Yes. It has quite a...
Ones on the right, as you come down the left-hand side.
Yeah, if you go down the left-hand side, it's the end one, before you go around the bend, it's the M one.
Is it the one with the red bubble on? Because very often isn't. So there's quite a distance from to the neighbours, and it's sunk down from the neighbours. Yeah. The trouble is when people just put "we're a neighbour," they don't often usually say which neighbour they are, which is a little bit frustrating sometimes.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so...
I can see that though from
So, I mean, one of the comments.
hill.
One of the comments is though about is going to create shade, but the neighbours, it's in the wrong direction to create shade. Okay, yeah, okay, Duncan, you go for it.
So
development represents an excessive increase in scale. Well, that's already been approved. Yeah. And so, you know, those things, and however the voids for 3 have been created. So I think some of this is refers to already passed planning application. The workshop garage window, I can see, you know, for letting more light, the roof light's not going to make a difference, but we can always ask that to be, you know, frosty glass.
Yeah.
Should we have a look? Is it worth looking at the approved site plan?
If you have a look at the site plan, so basically the window is going to be, isn't it up here?
Yeah.
So the front with the neighbour of that. So can we have?
That's the
The
one
site.
going to 29.
So is the neighbour up here?
Mine's up there.
Have we?
Have we seen the street?
Yeah, have a look.
Useful to look at the street view again.
So
It shows it quite clearly on here. Hang on a sec.
Is that one on the right? It's not.
It is the one on the right, but it,
So that's 29, and that's 27.
so the garage is going here, isn't it? Isn't the workshop going here, or is it going on this side? This side. It's this side, isn't it? That's 16. The workshop's going on this side, but it's down the slope.
but if you look, there's a house that can you come up and go along the road a little bit?
Up here?
Yeah. And go up to the corner and go along a bit.
Yeah.
Go along a bit.
No, that way, the other way. Yeah, down that way.
Go across. That is and turn now. That's low set down. So that's where it's probably looking into.
Right.
Because I know that road very well. So I've walked it.
That's miles to that
That's-
one as well.
It's yeah.
I mean, to the point
That's lower than you think it is, because that goes down the
Yeah,
walkway.
so that's in there. So the garage window is going to be looking in their back garden, isn't
Yeah.
it? Effectively.
Yeah.
So I suggest frosty glass.
Yep.
Not that I can make suggestions, but that is. Yeah.
No objection,
Uh, uh,
subject to.
Yeah. So Karen is just going.
I'm just reading through these objections.
I knew where that was.
And,
What are they saying? Because I've not really had
well,
a chance to-
this is it. They're saying that
Closer than you think.
there's been unauthorised changes to the initial planning permission. So,
But this is what this application is about. It's about making those changes. So they're not unauthorised. They haven't been authorised. Yeah.
Yeah.
right.
It's not a retrospective. They're not. This
It's not
application isn't
retrospective.
It's not them having got permission for one
Because
thing.
it's, Laura from, I don't know which address she's saying the original plans for the garage, now workshop, included no windows.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yet Mr Adams created a large opening despite a written agreement to brick this up and not seek retrospective permission, which led us to retract our initial complaint. The new revisions now include this. The window is excessively large, openable, and made of clear glass. And it's in a position and height that means it looks into our garden.
That's,
Previously, our garden was not overlooked by number 27.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
And an unauthorised window already exists in the opposite side of the garage, providing sufficient light without compromising our
So
privacy.
it suggests then that it has been built,
Yes,
that it
that's what-
should be retrospective permission rather than condition 2.
She's put an opening, you see, and that's what's confused me.
Can we just, Nick, can you be quiet a minute so we just wait for Duncan to see if the work's taken place or not?
Has the development been started? Yes. Has the
Oh.
development been completed? No. So it probably is that
They have started
they've
that
already done the garage bit.
and they've put the window in, and so actually this should be a retrospective, not.
Well, it's a
But it's not
variation-
completed,
it's a
is it?
variation of condition 2. So
Okay.
That's not built to plans.
Retrospect, yeah, basically, it's not built to plans.
So
I
what?
think that your sheer glazing is probably the way to go.
Yeah, I think no objection. So we've got a seconder for no objection.
Yeah, I'll
Second, no objection.
But we want just the grass.
But it says overlooking and loss of privacy for any of the neighbours from the garage stroke workshop.
I don't think we can suggest frosted glass.
No.
We're just saying
Um,
that's the solution.
yeah, that can we not put in sort of like obscure or whatever sort of
Say as the,
Yeah.
have the applicant.
because I see skill glazing for that. Yeah, yeah. I don't think in that, yeah. I don't think they were objecting to anything else, were they? Because I mean, the massing of the works is overbearing a result of a loss of light. You see, so it's already been passed. That's already gone through. We can't look at that.
You've got 4 neighbours here who are all saying that the original plans that he's done differently to the original plans.
Yes, and so,
And-
so this is a
So I-
variation of condition 2, condition 2
Yes.
is the plans.
But it's retrospective because he's already...
Started building,
It started.
but they haven't finished it.
Yeah.
Right.
So retrospective would suggest that I've built a house and now I'm going to get planning permission for it. This is they had
Fine.
permission, they have been building it, they haven't finished, but what
That is clear, but that's why I would object to this, because he's gone ahead with making alterations.
they can make that how
You can do that.
that's what this application is for.
Well, to the detriment of 5 neighbours.
Well, not necessarily.
Sorry, I'm objecting.
Show of hands yet.
Raising no objection, subject to no loss of privacy to neighbours. Right.
Yeah.
I think Joanna's voting. Is anybody else doing it?
Yeah. If we vote on that, yeah.
Okay. So that's a majority decision.
And then one objection on that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just keep that one short and sweet. Subject to no loss of privacy.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then the officer may decide that needs to be glazed, obscure glazed.
Yeah.
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 You don't need to tell him how to sort them like that.
No.
Okay.
Right. Number 12, terms of reference. Nothing? Nothing on that? No, brilliant. 13, reports. Sorry? Oh, yeah.
Because I've got to go somewhere.
Okay, I think we're going to be, should finish, yeah. I know that clock's 5 minutes slow, we've got 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Joanna, working?
Yeah, could I say something? Derelict buildings is motoring along.
Yeah.
Yes, we've made the Sutherland the top issue.
Yeah.
Now. Cornwall Council are going to board it up. It's not actually their responsibility, but someone's got to do it. And
Yeah.
we're contacting because it's turned into a flight, the whole thing is ridiculous. So Cornwall Council's doing what it can.
Yeah, and he keeps throwing stuff out the windows. He was throwing glass out there, and the police had been round and everything.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I've had the neighbour come today into my shop to talk to me about it.
Which neighbour?
The neighbour that lives next door to...
We've spoken to, there are 2 of them, there's one opposite Epsom Bridge.
Yeah, there's a guy that's still living in there.
Okay, so do you want to
I think there might be 2.
take that with Joanna, because that's for the working party, not
Right.
necessarily for her.
Details and send them in, but
Yeah.
You know that...
The Simpson Breaker opposite have objected. They think there's more than one in there. What's happened is
We've seen one go in.
what's happened.
John, you
is
need to
the-
put your microphone on.
What's happened is the owners of the building are in administration. And they're disclaiming any responsibility. Except they came in with this really weird thing about how we're going to have a wonderful 4-star Michelin restaurant in there and all the rest of it. I thought, well, not at the moment. No. Yeah, it's a huge problem. It's very frustrating. Because it's private property, the piles are limited, but Cornwall Council are going to go in any day now to board it up and then try and get the money back from the liquidator or whoever it is. But it's
The person that's living rough in there is causing a lot of problems.
yeah, we know. He's well known to the authorities. And
The police saying it's unsafe to go in there.
Yep.
To get in.
well, they're not saying that. They're saying the fire brigade are saying they wouldn't care to go in. They've been in there. So it's all under control. But if you have I mean, I think we spoke to the neighbours, and of course you can get in, just move their dustbin. All that. Yeah, I totally sympathise with them. It shouldn't be happening. But it's private property. That's what makes it so difficult.
Really frustrating.
But it's absolutely.
We've got pictures of it with lights on as well.
Our register. We've got multi-agencies looking at it. They're going to do what they can. They've tried everything they can to rehouse the person involved, and he's just not interested. You know, he'd rather stay there. And the electricity is still on. That's what really gets me.
That's put on.
We do, and we've said and they said we can't. The owners are saying they have no powers to cut off the Well, they started off by saying they have cut off the electricity. So I said, come along with this Christmas tree. But it's incredibly frustrating. It's private property. There's limitations on what the council can do.
I think the police should get a bit more involved, really.
Well, they are involved because they're involved in the derelict building working party.
Okay, sorry, as I said before, this is really for discussion for the working party. It's not, not for here. Any other working parties?
I would like to talk about that because there was an interesting presentation at Cornwall Council Cabinet today, and basically they have no chance of getting the new local plan in within this 4-year council, although they are hopeful that they might get it to the inspector before May 2029. The reason for it apparently is they have these new things called spatial development plans, which are going to be imposed by the government, and the Cornwall Council is working to say, no, we can do that for Cornwall. Give us the permission to do this, and then we will include the spatial development plan. Once you have a spatial development plan, which is all about the strategic stuff, they're saying the local plan will be more detailed. So you will have more detailed. I'm reading between the lines. They're I think they may even be saying that there will be no room for neighbourhood plans in the future. What they are very anxious for us to do is to get involved in the neighbourhood priority scheme. And they're saying if you can do a neighbourhood priority scheme, which is much lighter touch, but has no policies. So you can say what you want, but there are no policies that say you've got to follow the rules. The idea is they've done a pilot. They're talking about this spring initiating to anybody who wants to do a neighbourhood priority scheme. I don't think that's going to be that different to our plan anyway, because I think our plan is borne up very well. And then they're saying the neighbourhood priority scheme will feed into the local plan in the next 2 years. So I think once they do that, I think because the working party has really gone into abeyance, I think we're going to have to start work on it. And they're sort of saying, well, in very rare cases, there may be some local policies. And I thought, come along and look at Whipsnade Cliffs. Because they all interact, and there's going to be special stuff for our cliffs. So whether we actually have another neighbourhood plan, they're not saying yet you're not going to have a neighbourhood plan, but I think...
Watch how it bubbles along, really, isn't it?
But that's 2030. It's what we're talking about before we make that decision. So I think I think we should go on board with a neighbourhood priority scheme, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And make sure that what we want locally is fed into the new lower level local plan. I believe
Yeah.
that when I see it.
Name I'm working with.
Well, it's
Yeah.
whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
It's neighbourhood planning, basically.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes happening, isn't there? So
Yeah. Until we get clarity on that. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't think we'll do that until we get these sort of, when they start this neighbourhood
Yeah.
priority. I think we may have to call for new members for the, because I don't know who's a member of the working party at the moment, but we may need to go across the council saying anybody interested in getting involved in this.
Yeah. Okay. Can I just, have we got any financial statement? We haven't, you haven't been skiing, have you? No. Other correspondence? No. No. Wonderful. Okay. Well, I need to put in can I propose an extension for 10 minutes? Seconder? Yeah. All those in favour, extension 10 minutes? Yeah. Do you want to, go for
This
it?
jumped past the planning and highways working party. That
Oh, sorry.
went through committee. I went that all the way. It was a long meeting. Yes, they have passed the revised proposed parking proposal. They have excluded Belmont Place from charging. Yeah, that's the one that would have made a huge difference to the economy of the town in the winter. They have kept Albany as charging, which is going to be really funny because they've got the new one next door, which isn't charging. I'm anticipating 0. I mean, Drew went in and said, well, there's this sort of private compact, is that you can charge if you like in the summer, but we expect it to be free for residents in the winter. Personally, I think a better argument is that it makes no financial sense whatsoever to charge. When they introduced this thing called Band C, they lost £60,000. I think they haven't recovered that yet. So I'm basically arguing that you do not want. Every town is different. Newquay is spectacularly different. It is the most income they are getting. It's probably going to break the £2 million barrier this year. And you need special charges that suit Newquay that don't suit anybody else. And Dan Rogerson has said, yes, he will consider that. But there's a lot of resistance, I think, in the planning department. So that's where we are. They are charging Tregonwell at Band C, which is ludicrous because nobody even goes in there in the winter when it's free. They are charging Watergate. That's going to cause a lot of heartache. They're doing that as Band C, which means you basically pay £1 an hour because it goes every hour, 2 hours, 4 hours, whatever. They're getting rid of the 3-hour charging thing, but they have said they will look at that to see whether the effect is going to mean that people will stay a lot shorter or they will stay longer. They're happily assuming that people will pay the increased price and stay 4 hours, where most of us think...
Or not go there at all and go just further up the coast to Morganporth or Porthcotton.
So we got a bit of compromise out of it, but it's a question, and I see we've got it in the minutes from last time that once we're after the end of March, we can ask for our normal freedom of information. And we can do a bit of analysis about what's happening.
You've got that for the agenda?
Not yet, because we haven't got the figures yet.
Yeah, Nick.
What about Trenance, where the Heron Centre is?
Trenance.
That is
Heron
free,
Centre is free in the winter, but it's not. But is it?
Sorry, I'm getting confused. Which one is Trenance?
Where the Heron Centre is, that is free in the winter.
Trenance is different
because it's under covenant. Yes. Yeah.
And they're not allowed to charge in the winter. So it's not charging in the winter. So that one hasn't been considered at all.
Yeah.
That's just been left alone.
Has a separate covenant on it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other working parties that I can't? Sorry, I forgot about that. Parties, no more working parties. Right. So I covered financial state. We covered other correspondence. Weekly decisions. I don't think there was anything in there that was notable. Was there? Or no? And date of next meeting is the 1st of... Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry, Duncan. I'm just...
The tobacco and vapes bill has now passed through the House of Lords. You may be wondering, what the hell has that got to do with me? It now seems increasingly, unless you vote, of course, it now seems increasingly likely that the vaping industry will be subject to a very similar licensing regime to that currently in place for alcohol, entertainment and late-night food operators.
That will be coming in then.
We will be looking at vapor.
Oh, wonderful. What? Oh, we got lots. Next door to Pizza Express, by the, yeah, we got them all over the place. Station Approach, yeah. Anyway, date of next meeting is the 1st of April, ho, ho, ho. And, oh, are you? Okay, thank you for, well, you've taken the surprise out of that, haven't we? And thank you everybody for watching, attending, whatever, and we'll see you then. Thank you.